This is an open letter to Uncle Sam. Love you, man. Here's the thing, Uncle Sam. In recent history, in recent years, it's been some decades now, that in your land they have come up with something they call polling, and that is opinion polls. And basically the idea is, let's go around town either physically or by phone, let's contact you know the common man in the street and ask his opinion about policies, domestic policies, foreign policies, economic policies, social policies. Uncle Sam, uh, have you ever noticed that a doctor, after making a diagnosis and coming up with a plan of action to treat a disease, have you ever noticed a doctor would ask a patient that, what does the patient think? The common man who has gone to the doctor, to a specialist to solve his problem, the patient should not give an opinion, provide an opinion, and the doctors certainly should not ask for an opinion from the patient that what he thinks of how to cure his issues. Because if the patient knew how to cure his current problem or his future problems, the patient would not be going to the doctor, would sit at home and cure himself. So this whole idea of that, okay, we are going to pick the smartest people to lead the tribe, but then every step of the way we're going to ask the common man on the street that if he agrees with the prescription, or with the roadmap to health, with the roadmap, with the prescription, with the plan of action to take care of a problem. The common man in the street can't tell his ass from a hole in the ground. Why would it be a good idea to ask a common man in the street what he thinks of different policies that the administration, the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary, whatever policies they try to implement to cure certain illnesses of the society, the common man would not have a fucking clue. And asking the common man what he thinks is just basically devaluing the specialists. It's sort of like, yes, this gentleman is a doctor and has spent many years studying the disease. Now he has an opinion. Now let's ask fucking Joe what's his opinion, who doesn't know a virus from a bacteria. And let's give both of them equal airtime and both of them equal value, and see if the common man agrees with the specialist. Well, here's the problem. It's bad as it is. If the common man was not manipulated, so it's a bad idea to start with. If the common man goes to the doctor and doctors comes up with a a procedure to take care of the common man's issue, and asking the common man at this point his opinion about the cure is a bad idea. But imagine you go a step farther. You tell the common man to go home and be open to manipulation by all kinds of people in his family, in his group of friends, in the society. Let him get manipulated by them, and then ask him his opinion, what he wants to do. It's sort of like such a doctor would excuse himself from, if the doctor had to be second guessed by the common man and his family and his friends and his posse and his neighbors. The doctor would just excuse himself from curing that patient. They'll say, hey, if you want to provide an opinion, and if you want to go ask your family, and then I have to try to please your family, try to justify the plan of action that I have to cure your disease. To do that, I have to justify my plan of action to your family, to your friends, to your neighbors, everybody. I have to answer to everybody why I have chosen such a plan of action. The doctor would quit that patient and say, hey, I'm sorry, I can't cure you, please find another doctor. Now, if that is in the medical field, if that is the case, why in the political field, that where there is a sickness in the society, that all kinds of sicknesses, the politician's job is basically this: cure the sicknesses, cure the ailment of the society. Well, if the politician is very well informed, hopefully that's how they're supposed to be chosen in a democracy. Find the wisest people in the tribe and put them in the leadership position of the tribe. Well, then that politician should not be second guessed. The only people who should second guess the politician are people of his own weight, of his own stature, of his own understanding, of his own people who have the same volume of information that he has. Yes, be second guessed by your comrades all day long, but not be second guessed by the fucking common man in the street with an opinion poll. Because that idea of going and the common man going and conversing with friends and family and being manipulated by them as well, the way it works out in the society, in today's society, regarding different kind of policies, is that the common man is actually, certain policies policies are recommended by politicians, and then the rich people decide whether these policies benefits them or not. And if these policies don't benefit them, the rich people invest money in media, in mass media, to manipulate the fucking common man. So the common man, with the hopes that the common man would oppose these policies. Although most of the time these policies are beneficial to the common man, but because the media is, has a option to manipulate the common man, media manipulates the common man, and the common man opposes them, and suddenly polls come out as against such policies. They take a poll, and yes, all these common people, you see, they all oppose this policy. Well, of course, they're nuts. The common people are, people who, are sold products through advertisement. Although many of those products are, unhealthy for them, not good for them. The same way policies are sold to the common man as, good or bad. And a lot of time the policies that are, sold to the common man is actually not beneficial to the common man, and those policies that are beneficial to the common man are, the common man is manipulated through media, so the common man rises up against it, although it's beneficial to the common man. Why? Because the common man, is manipulated so easily. So taking a poll from a common man, people who have, things to do, who have a job, they have to go take care of a job, take care of a family, take care of this, take care of that. They don't have time to sit down and, look over every issue, good or bad. Think over it, ponder over it, talk in depth, think in depth about every issue. They don't have time for this. They sit in front of the TV and some cocksucker, forms an opinion for them. And tomorrow morning, somebody calls, taking poll from this common man, and the common man is just literally repeats what he heard last night from that good-looking pussy on TV. That good-looking pussy formed an opinion for him, chewed it, and just fit like a bird, fit the common man, chewed the food and fit the common man, the chewed food, which is an opinion, which the common man doesn't know heads from tail. But the common man is like a parrot, can repeat it. All it takes is a nice, good-looking pussy who can do a lot of gymnastics with words, and shape the words in such a way that the common man can understand and can repeat, and there goes the polls. Suddenly a war is ended, and there are many lives saved because the war was ended, for example, and they take a poll, and suddenly common man is against the end of the war. It's like, no, we should continue. It's like, why? Oh, because the guy last night on TV, came up with some, ass backward logic that how war is good for the common man, how it benefits the common man, and common man can just, ramble through some kind of an answer and form some kind of half-ass opinion in his own mind because the TV said so, because the good-looking pussy said so. And tomorrow morning, a pollster calls and say, "What do you think of the end of the war?" And the common man says, "No, I'm against it." It's like, do you know how much it was costing? Do you know maybe if it wasn't war you could have healthcare? Maybe a lot of the money is being spent on war on the other side of the planet. Maybe that money can go to your education, your children's education, your healthcare, your wife's healthcare, maybe some assistant in housing, some assistant in food. All that money just was spent on fireworks on some fucking mountaintops on the other side of the planet. And suddenly the common man is manipulated such that he's for the war, that he's wasting so much money, and against himself getting health care and his children getting education. It's like, no, we don't want education, we don't want health care, we want war. That's the power of the manipulation through media. So this whole idea that the politician, and you look at it, you step back a little farther and you get a bigger perspective of the issue. You see that the policymakers a lot of times have to plan long term. Have to, if they're smart, if they're they really love their people, love their country, their nation, their people, their planet, they have to plan long term. 1 generation, 2 generation, in 25 years, in 50 years, Where do we want to be in 25 years? Where do we want to be in 50 years as a tribe? So when a politician, in reality, a politician has to look long term and see the effects of their policy, that they would have, the effects that their policy would have in a generation, in 2 generations, in 3 generations, in 4 generations. But if every time they have to make a policy that is supposedly should be beneficial, like should show its beneficial results in 25 years time, that is 1 generation, then the common man doesn't understand 25 years time. The common man's mentality, their mental capacity is to the end of the week. My paycheck that comes out the end of the week. How this policy is going to affect my paycheck that I'm getting on Friday. Well, a lot of policies have, cause some difficulties in the short term, but the objective is to, produce a lot of good results in the long term. But the common man, his brain, it doesn't have the capacity to, appreciate long-term benefits. He's a sort of common man believes, today I want to have fun. Today, at the end of the week, I want to get a paycheck to have fun or pay for my, food and shelter. He doesn't understand 25. He could care less about 25 years from now. So how can a system be set up in which that the common man is given an option to, participate in policy making when common man is so short-sighted? The policy makers are the ones who are supposed to be, seeing the distance. The common man is very short-sighted. So 9 out of 10 times, the common man, even without manipulation, the common man would not understand why a certain policy is good, and would not appreciate that the certain policy would show its benefits 25 years or 50 years from when it's implemented. The common man does not appreciate that. The common man believes that whatever policy that is implemented I should see the benefit of it by the end of this week in my paycheck. Well, then the whole system becomes short term. Then no long term policies are implemented. Then everything is worked out by the seat of their pants. Everything is worked out on the spot, that okay, today we're going to go to war because the common man thinks today we have to go to war. Tomorrow we're going to come out of war because the common man thinks tomorrow we have to come out of war, end the war. And this common man is 24/7 is being manipulated by the media. Who pays for the media? The rich people. So when the rich people decide the war should start, they tell the media, they pay the media advertises that yes, there should be a war. We don't know with whom, we don't know for what reason, we don't know for how long, but there must be a war. And the common man, since he hears this idea, this opinion from a good-looking pussy on TV, high definition TV that is showing a nice pussy providing an opinion. And suddenly tomorrow morning the common man is all about yes, we should go to war. Pollster calls, what do you think, Mr. Common Man? Yes, we should go to war. Okay. Hey, Mr. Politician, the word on the street is people are demanding war. Oh, okay, let's go to war. So instead of the politician who's the specialist of one can say politician is a specialist on in guiding the society hopefully to a better place. Instead of guiding the society, politicians are through polls, politicians are following the society. Instead of politicians, showing the way and guiding the society towards a better future, the politicians are following the society because the polls are demanding certain action be taken. So the politicians are following the society, and the society is following the media, and the media are following the rich people. That's why the whole thing is fucked up. Instead of politicians leading the society, and the society leading the media, and the media leading the rich folks, sometimes the rich folks have to be pulled kicking and screaming because they don't want to part with their money, with their privilege, with their power. So sometimes they have to be pulled kicking and screaming, like Jack Ma in China. Rich people are very people who become successful in a capitalist system are not very how should I put this, not very social people. People who get rich in the competitive nature of capitalism are psychopaths, antisocial, very competitive. These guys, you don't want to be led by these guys. And the problem with the current system that is prevalent in Uncle Sam's land is just that. The rich people, these psychopaths, these antisocial people who, have been able to succeed in a very competitive environment of capitalism. In order to succeed in this very competitive environment, you have to be antisocial. You have to be able to cut down your competitors. So these very sick people, very aggressive people, very competitive people, very antisocial people, these people are leading the media by paying them, by financially supporting them, by pulling the media in a specific direction that benefits them even more. The rich people are pulling the media in a certain direction. The media are pulling the common man in a certain direction by forming an opinion for the common man, coming out of the mouth of a very good-looking pussy. And then the common man, through polls, which has become mandatory, through polls, is pulling the politician. So wherever the fuck these antisocial psychopaths want to go, the rest of the society has to follow. Well, it's supposed to be the other way around. The specialists in leading the society are the politicians. That's their job. It's sort of like, hey, I know where the society should go, which is the best way to lead, where we want the society to be, and if you agree with these high ideals that I have, you elect me. I go and try to implement these high ideals, so the society would become better, so we could live in a better society. So elect me or whatever, however it's implemented. So the politicians should pull the people should pull the media, and the media should pull the rich people towards what is good for everybody, for the society. How can you build a better society? Not the opposite way. So this four ingredients, the politicians, the common man, the media, and the rich people, instead of going one way, they have to go the other way. And you see It seems, although the Chinese don't have a democracy, but it seems they got the idea. They got very intelligent, PhD level of intellect sitting there in the seats of politics, leading their society, leading their people. They don't ask the common man what the fuck he thinks about certain policy. They tell the common man. The common man, here's the thing, the common man doesn't have a fucking clue. As long as his belly is full of food and he's having his fun with under his belly, common man is fine. Common man would not know a good policy from a bad policy if the policy hits him upside the head. So there is no way that the common man should be involved in policy making, or let's see what the common man thinks, his opinion, what is his opinion. The most you can expect from a common man, the most. You want to have democracy? Fine. The most you can expect from a common man is once every 4 years, come and see which one of these people are more intelligent in your view, which one can put a better sentence together, which one seems more intelligent. Choose that person, put him in charge, and you go do whatever the fuck you were doing for the past 4 years. We don't want to hear from you again. That's how it should be. Common man should be expected to, even that is too much to leave to the common man, but the most the common man should be expected to do is to determine which one of these group of people is more intelligent. That's all. Every 4 years, every 5 years, whatever, come in, determine which one of these cocksuckers is more intelligent. Put him in charge as the leader of the tribe, whether be it the leader of your city, your town, your school, your nation, your state, whoever, whatever. Dog catcher. Find out from the group that is available, find out who's more intelligent, and that's it. You put in your vote and have a nice day. See you in 4 years. No polling. Common man doesn't have a clue. Unless, he hears it on TV and in high definition, somebody forms an opinion for him. Let the politicians lead. Let the politicians make decisions which are beneficial in 25 years. Show their benefits in 25 years. Some policies show their benefits in 5 years. Some policies show their benefits in 10 years. Some policies are, 25 years, 50 years, 100 years. But not this, don't leave it to the common man. Don't let the common man lead the politician. Fuck. What the fuck does the common man know? Poll. We're gonna take a poll. Opinion polls. Or for this or against this. The only factor that determines which way the opinion polls are going is which rich person or which rich group of people or which rich industry has spent more money to manipulate the common man. So if you have the question is whether to, go to a war or not go to a war. You have a rich industry like the, arms industry. All they have to do is spend a lot of money, buy a lot of, goods and services for the media and have the media promote the idea, form an opinion for the common man. And tomorrow morning, the common man is going to get up and repeat whatever the fuck he heard last night from the media like a parrot, without actually knowing the consequences of such an idea. Because the common man's brain doesn't go that far to work out the consequences of certain policies in 25 years, in 30 years, in 50 years, in 100 years. Common man is common man. His capacity is to the end of the week. Then you have, the food industry, then you have the arms industry, then you have the beverage industry. Every one of these industries, that many of the drug in the pharmaceutical industry. I mean, every one of these industries have got, the people at the apex of the industry are the antisocial ones, are the people who really don't give a fuck, never gave a fuck about anybody else but themselves, so they became successful. They are sitting, and now they're sitting at the apex of their industry. These antisocial people who have never thought about anybody else except themselves, these guys just pay the media to form opinion for people, for the common man. And the common man is opinion polls are taken from the common man, and somehow the politician, the policymaker, has to follow these opinion polls, or else he will not be elected next time. So follow the rich man, follow the rich man's advice, or you will not be elected, because the rich man is going to manipulate these common folks to, not elect you next time. Ass backward. Love you, Uncle Sam, but the whole thing has become ass backward. Instead of the politicians leading their people to a better future, the politicians are following their common man. And the rich antisocial people are leading the common man to, who knows where, to, misery. More money for the rich folks and more misery for the common man. Media and opinion polls. One forms the opinion and the other one takes the opinion. Great.